Hi, I'm Tom.
Hi everybody, my name is Kira. So welcome back to our wellness workshop, and today we're going to be focusing on sleep and good emotional and mental health. So Tom, would you like to introduce us a little bit about sleep, please, if that's okay?
Okay, sure. Well, what is sleep? Basically, when you get sleep, sleep allows your body to rest and gives you the energy you need to function. It's like we all need sleep to function better because as a whole universe within every single person, I need time to recharge certain areas, need attention. It's like in comparison, it's like a phone. Phones are really useful and good, but you do need charge every day. So same thing with us people. We need charge every day.
Exactly,
If,
Tom.
if we need more, that gives more energy to function better.
Mhm. Yeah, that is really important, Tom. Really, I think getting enough sleep also allows your body to carry out the important functions that are needed to improve your physical and mental health. So, if you're
Mm.
really sleepy, you might not be able to read a book, or you might not be able to concentrate because your eyes are just shutting and you
Mm-hmm.
just feel like you really need to just sleep. So,
Yeah.
getting enough sleep, and I think it
Yeah.
varies for everybody how much you need. But I'm one of those people that need about 12 hours of sleep. where, where Tom, I think you mentioned before, you don't need as much as that, but it's just what your body's used to.
And that's like it's like the day on average is about 8 hours per sleep per everybody per sleep. Some focus less sleep, some focus more sleep, like yourself.
Yeah.
Like I tend to function better with less sleep,
Mhm.
but everyone's different. Everyone's different.
Exactly.
No, no specialty within it. Just everyone's different.
Exactly. And it's finding out what works for you at the end of
Yeah,
the day, isn't it, Tom? So I think going
absolutely.
off the sleep now, we're going to talk a little bit about sleep environment and how to make a
Yeah.
nice sleep environment.
Okay.
So the first way that I would suggest to do this, and what I like to do for myself, is creating a quiet and
Mm-hmm.
inviting place for sleep. Because I think if your room or your bed feels inviting, if there's lots of pillows and blankets or anything that works for you, you're going to want to jump into bed and get cozy and then fall asleep. And also, like, I personally love the sound of rain in the background. That's calming to me, but it might not be calming
or
to
even
some
pelting off the ceiling, off the roof.
well, I love that, but I know
Makes
some
you feel
people might.
cozy.
You do, but some people might like a bit of calming music or any
Mhm.
other sounds for them that would help them feel like they're in a very safe environment. So it's again, it's just trial and error and finding out what works for you, because what works for me could be completely different, to Tom.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's really important. And I think maybe a good way to calm your mind and body as well is to read a little bit before bed, because it allows you to get your brain working enough to feel sleepy, but it's still quite calming. I don't know what you think, Tom, but I think that's a
Yeah.
good way.
And you get rid of all the mom jumble in your mind to focus on something new. You're
Mm-hmm.
more relaxed. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, sometimes it's like when you go to sleep, you can sleep because this goes on, something's going on. Vibrations look at heavy, trying to solve something in your mind. There's something that hasn't been solved yet. So the best thing is, I suggest doing is put a wee notebook next to your bed and write down what comes up. And then, because it's been acted on, allow yourself to sleep so you can answer it the next day far more professionally than drained. That's a very, very good one. Good to do that.
Definitely so.
And of course, perhaps it's like, oh, this is a really good one, is having a warm bath. Having a good warm bath.
Exactly, Tom.
Oh, again, it's niggles from the mind.
Mhm.
It's, when you get in the bath, it's like sometimes you go, right, I'm in the bath. You go, we two is in the bath. You go, it's too hot. But I'll get in, I'll get in. And you get in, it's roasting. You go, keep calm, keep calm. I'm going to enjoy this. And it's dead relaxing, and then you relax down half the minute. And next thing you know, time's went by.
You
It's
don't want to
good
get
to
out.
clean all the muck out your mind, and also very relaxing to very relaxing. I love baths.
I love baths too, Tom. I think they're so cozy.
Okay, and of course, This thing has some time away from screens. It's like, don't have television in your bed, it's right there, leave it on, or having a phone next to your bed, because the electrical currents from that and television affect how you think and stuff, affect your body functioning. It's like, I think I've told you before, Kira, it's like I do a lot of open camping, go way up north, and there's nothing about, and it's the best sleep I've ever had. It's absolutely brilliant. Just no toxins from these things.
Exactly, Tom.
Big difference.
Big difference. I think you're so right, and I think we were talking about it earlier, Tom, about when I think it's, if you switch off your phone, you should be switching off your body and your mind at the same time, because you need the rest the same way your phone does. So
Yeah.
I think that's a good way of looking at it. But I think going off of the sleep environment now, we could talk a little bit about benefits of getting enough sleep, because I'm sure there's a lot. So if you want to start.
Because it avoids you from getting sick. Basically, having enough sleep to recharge yourself. Because when you're recharging, your body works on the antibodies around your system, etc. So it fights infections happening all the time. Infections happen all the time. You're aware of it.
Yeah, definitely.
But if you're poorly, you're bringing an infection dead easy. And therefore you can get umpteen things wrong with you. But if you sleep and recharge enough, that makes a huge difference to your health. Big difference.
And I think as well as your physical health, it makes a massive, massive difference to your mental health, because if you get enough sleep, it reduces the level of stress you feel, and it improves your mood, because I think we all know sometimes if we're all a wee bit grumpy, it's maybe because we didn't get enough sleep and we can't really be bothered listening to anybody. Or it's true. I think we just get so snappy because our mind's just trying to focus on too much at once, and at the end of the day all we want to do is just jump into bed and ignore everybody. So I think it's really important to look after your mental health in that sense.
Of course, and again, it makes you think more clearly and do more better in work and at school. Because it's like when you go to sleep, all things stumbling about in your mind has been processed and displaced in your mind for next day. Because when you get in, you're fresher, and if not, you can think, oh, I can't do this, so this is too much, because it's all there. So help process in your mind by sleeping well, and it makes a big difference.
Exactly, Tom, and it allows you to get along better with the people around about you, because you're more open to taking any criticism, you're more open to working with people when you've got a fresh, clear mind, rather than all these other things already going on. So it all interlinks.
Oh, Kira, that's a very good one. Get on with people better. It's very good.
Yeah, definitely, Tom, and I think it all links into what we're going to talk a little bit now, which is good emotional health. Tom, if you'd like to start off for us, please.
Of course, right.
Thanks, Tom.
Mental and emotional health are important parts of your life, because mental and emotional health is all part of the whole of you. It's not just one wee part. I think you as a whole person. Very important, so you function better. And it's like, if you imagine going into a room and it's so dark, you can't see what's in the room, but you've got a white torch, but the only thing you can see is a wee part of it, then, which you can see it clearly, but you don't know what's around about you. When you wear your whole self, you can function far more efficiently. Just that alone.
That's really interesting, Tom. It's a really good way of looking at it. I like the torch analogy.
And the thing with that metaphor, it can be used in all different aspects of life, different aspects of this. Okay. And of course, it's good emotional health allows you to realize your full potential. As I said before, it's if you go and shine a wee bit in there and you don't see a lot, if you turn on the whole light in the place, you see all lights in there. You open up your potential to see. I'm just seeing a bit because you're tired and you can't really be bothered to things, going to a castle. See the whole picture, you can do it really well. Exactly. And it allows you to work. It allows you to work productively and cope with everyday life stressors effectively. by using techniques such as relaxation and meditation. There's so many different techniques of relaxation. It's basically finding one that works for you. That's good. Not some big fancy high-tech thing. It can be, it's the simple thing. I said before, going for a bath.
Mhm.
Maybe listening to the type of music you like playing with. Talking to friends, whatever.
Exactly, Tom. I think they're brilliant.
And of course, meditation. Now, there's so much meditation can do. It can help you relax more just by focusing, changing how you feel about something, not changing the events, you're changing how the events are to you. And change it about, make them work for you. And also sometimes with the meditation is when you go back into reality again, and then it suddenly becomes easier to do. It's solved just by doing that alone. Very, very effective. It's been used for centuries. So
Exactly, Tom. I think it's really interesting as well because there's lots of different meditation techniques and relaxation techniques, like you're saying, and what we're saying, that it can find what works for you personally. It might be something
yeah,
different to somebody else, but it's brilliant because there's lots of different ways to explore that. So I think that's a really good idea, Tom.
that's
Um,
right here.
And I think good emotional health is brilliant as well because it helps you to work and contribute with other people in society and give back to society. Because if you're in a good place emotionally, then you might be able to take on new tasks or new challenges that allows you to push yourself and push you outside your comfort zone and try new things. You might gain a new hobby that you love. Maybe you decide that you love painting or something that you wouldn't have tried if you're feeling a bit down,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
anything at all. So it's brilliant as well if you
It's
have good
great.
emotional health that allows you to do new things and try and give back to society or anything. And I think it's very important to realise that good emotional health, I think we've said before, links to your physical health. Because if you have good emotional health, you can have things like lower blood pressure and healthier weight averages because you might be eating better, you might be in a better routine with food, and you might be feeling like you're exercising a little bit more and putting yourself in good health positions. So I think it's really important.
Okay, that's good. And also your hormones are more balanced in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You get more energy to relax more and you basically feel better in yourself. Just by that alone.
Exactly,
Huge
Tom.
difference.
Exactly. And I think, well, now we've been talking about how it's great to have good emotional health. Now we obviously need to give you some tips on how to improve your emotional health to get to this stage. So the first way that I would suggest would be to express your feelings in appropriate ways. So what I mean by that is rather than but like keeping all your feelings all bottled up inside, it's finding outlets to express them. So how like maybe like Tom's going to talk a little bit about talking about them or maybe like writing them down or any ways like that, just so you're not building all of these feelings up inside. What do you think, Tom?
I think writing down is a good idea to do, but you see sometimes it can be a big difficulty. And the best thing is talking to someone about it, like your loved ones or a family or even medical professionals,
Yep.
because a problem shared is a problem halved. It doesn't seem so bad because it's when you're stuck in yourself, it's a downward spiral. It goes,
Exactly, Tom.
it gets worse and worse and worse. Grandeur it becomes
Mm-hmm.
rather than sharing with someone, see from another point of view, and it's like that can make a huge difference. It's like, for example, it's like I do lots of swimming,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes my coach, when I'm swimming, like, oh, I'm not quite getting there. He goes, Tom, stretch your arms out more. Yeah, because he sees it from another point of view. I can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Huge benefit. The
Definitely.
exact same with this.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in life, something comes up, you can't quite see it because you're all trapped in it. But someone else from the outside point of view sees it differently. And sometimes that can make a big, big difference as you cope with it.
I think as well as what we're saying there, problem shared is just always a problem halved because you just get rid of a little bit of that feeling of being trapped about it all. And I think this all kind of links into what we're saying as well. Like if you focus on the things in life that you're grateful for, it can sometimes shift your perception completely. Like even if you are talking to a friend, you could talk about the things that you're grateful, maybe like grateful to have them in your life or your family in your life. I think that's massive, just thinking about that.
Huge. You're right. Appreciation
Mm-hmm.
for other people. Yeah, it's good.
Exactly. And I think maybe like using a journal would be great. What do you think, Tom?
a journal is a very useful thing to do for that. Because sometimes, like, when you want to feel good about things, certain things, it's like, if you haven't written down in a book all the things you love doing, you love experiencing, like when you feel a bit low, and it's like sometimes when you look back, when you do them all, you're in the higher state, far more fun state. Seizing life differently to being stuck or shelved, not feeling good about yourself. But if you look at it, it gives you more emotional health just by looking for things that are available you've enjoyed before.
Exactly, Tom. And sometimes seeing them written down and you can go back to that can make a massive difference of being able to just look at a little list and being like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I do have that.
Yeah,
Like, I'm really
yeah.
grateful. I think it's really important. And I think calming your mind and your body overall is just a massive factor of having good emotional health, because like we mentioned when we talked about yoga and meditation and all these things that are techniques that can just help you feel so much just more at peace just by using little techniques. And there's so many different ones that you could find a simple one that works for you, or one a bit more advanced that would work for you. Anything at all. There's so many out there. So I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, and it's like there's no big fancy technical things to do that. It's can be small things make a big difference. It's basically finding out, as what Gira said, what should you do that can make a big difference to help improve your more emotional health.
Exactly. So finally, I think that's us at the end of our good emotional health. And next week, we're going to focus a little bit about habits, how to change them, and goal settings and why that's important. So thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.